Hi, everybody. Da- Dana, do you have your earbuds?
Yes,
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
good for you.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome to the show. We will be watching the Deep Space Nine episode One Little Ship. So if you have not already done so, go ahead and make sure you have that queued up and ready to go.
I
And
will
then
say
after
I
we
got an ad this time. I usually don't even, not just often, but
and
usually.
an ad or like a preview for another show.
Well, yeah, it's a preview for a show, but it's
Yeah,
also
okay.
like it doesn't start like
Right.
then the
Yes. Make sure that, yeah, if you do have
yeah
like a preview for like, the new season of Mayor of Kingstown or whatever fucking, or,
something,
uh,
a
Tulsa
promotion of some
King,
sort.
Tulsa King, that show that Stallone is doing for Paramount Plus that looks just great. Um, my apologies to anybody who has been watching Tulsa King and enjoyed it. It's never seen it's never jumped out at me as, oh, got to watch that. But anyway, yeah, if you're watching on Paramount Plus, like Dana and I are, make sure if you do have a little preview for something, make sure you watch past that and then pause it at 000 of the actual Deep Space Nine episode.
If you can.
Daniel B, yes, NASA, Rogue NASA, yes, indeed. Um, yeah, Azalea says, no spoilers, but there's an interaction toward the end of this ep that is one of my favorite moments in the series. And I don't know, but I think Azalea and I are thinking of the same interaction, because there's really only one that I can remember that is like especially memorable. So I will be interested to know if Azalea and I are indeed thinking of the same moment. And I will be interested also to know if Dana can pick out which interaction that I know I and quite possibly Azalea
Well, I
are
mean,
thinking about.
also I'll be interested to see if Dana can remember to look for the interact that something or other
Mhm.
towards the end of the episode that you know you think is one of your favorite moments in the series, one of the
Yeah.
favorite
Of
moments.
character interactions. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. 225 AD says, why are you including this one? They rejected this script like 5 times, I think. I don't give a fuck.
Well, also, but don't. I mean, this is the version. This is the version that didn't get rejected. So it's like
Yeah.
extra. That they worked on it extra hard. If
I
we could
don't
phrase it
care
that
how
way.
many I've included it because I like this episode.
Yeah. This version of the script apparently is okay.
Like, I like this. Like, I mean, am I gonna like? Well, I do like this episode, but then I read about it on Memory Alpha, and they did reject the script 5 times, so I better not. Like, no, fuck
Well,
that.
no,
I don't
this
give a
one's okay
shit.
because it's 5 times. Now, if it was 6 times, that's a bridge too
Well,
far.
I'm not. Come on.
You're
Yeah,
not
no,
a monster.
it's a fun episode. It's got people getting shrunk really tiny in it.
Woo!
What is there not to love?
I don't know yet,
Um,
but I'm sure I'll find out.
oh, Carver E. Bain says hello from a fellow Marylander. There are two fellow Marylanders in the chat because someone
Woo-hoo!
earlier on,
Mention it. Yeah.
Tony Gilbert, if Tony's still around, Tony said, "Hey Steve, I'm a fellow Maryland. I'm from Maryland too. So yeah, Maryland represent." Um, exactly, Liz. It's my channel, and you're just living in it. People don't realize Dana actually lives in my YouTube channel. That little box is all she gets in the whole world. So, how are you?
Pretty good. How about you? I have had a very good day.
You have had you. I mean, it's deja vu. We talked about this morning because we recorded your
The
podcast for
podcast.
your
Yeah.
Patreon this morning, and we talked a little bit about this. Oh, and then Dana, David has a question that you can answer, because you did go to a No Kings protest, but you had what I referred to as a day off, but then we decided eventually it wasn't quite a day off because you did a whole bunch of stuff. It was just a different sort of day where you weren't actually at work.
Right. But I still, because I took a sick day for just a checkup appointment. I did still do work. I did some grading and some lesson planning and some updating of my materials on my school computer, which I brought home with me since I knew I'd be out. Um, So I did some of that type of stuff, and I don't like, I'm not expected to, which is nice. But it makes it easier as I'm continuing the rest of the week, and to keep up with it rather than trying to scramble tomorrow. I will be scrambling to, okay, how did it go? The sub's going to leave a note for me, I hope. But it's on paper. Like, they haven't like sent it into the portal or anything. It's not something I can peek at ahead of time. So I did. So I give the sub my email address, but not my phone number. But some of the other, some of my colleagues have my phone number, and the sub apparently asked the teacher across the hall for some help with one of my classes. And this teacher texted me, and I was like, oh, really? So I called the school and had them patch me through to the room. And I talked with the substitute and with some of my students.
Oh God, this is what we were talking about this morning on your pod. This is going way above and beyond. Like, it's you. Okay, but what did you say? What did you have to say to your students, and what was the occasion that necessitated you calling in? It's like a radio host calling into their own show on their day off.
Two of them. So apparently some of them were not doing the work that I had assigned. I didn't know this. So I have a interactive whiteboard at the front of the room. And so I pulled up a slide file and put it in presentation mode, and I'm like, here's the directions. Now, I don't know if we lost power last night or if like somebody turned it off, but they said it wasn't on. I was like, okay.
No
directions. Now, I had previously gone over with the class. You have a journal, you have a writing, everybody's starting with a writing prompt, different writing prompts for different classes, but we're starting with a writing prompt, and then you'll have an article read that has questions with it. Everything's on paper. You do not need to use your computer. So keep those closed. When both of those are done, don't give your work to the sub. Give the papers back to the sub so they can be used with other classes. Put your work in your portfolio. I'll take it up at the beginning of class tomorrow. And after that, if you've done those two and shown your work to the sub, then you can take your computer out and you can work on any of your back work, any of your practice, any of the practice stuff, or, play games, as long as you're not, distracting others.
Right.
And some of them decided that they were going to start by working on some of the work that was due previously that they had not turned in. And I'm just like, this is not what we talked about. This is not what the sub told you to do. And then apparently there was another student there had been some kind of problem. And like the text message didn't say what it was because this teacher sort of had heard about it from the sub, hadn't been in the class. Anyway, so I want to know what the heck was going on. And so the student who had been acting out said, well, the sub told me to sit over at this other desk. And she's like, I was sitting in my assigned seat. I'm like, all right. So when there's a difference between what I've told you and what the subs told you, whose directions do I tell you you're supposed to follow? She's like, the substitutes. I'm like, okay. And then the next day, you can tattle on the substitute. Just tell me what happened. But for the moment, they're the adult in the room. You follow their directions, even if it goes against what I've said. Just follow their directions. Go with it. Okay. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Do the best you can. So, and then same kind of thing with the other student. I'm like, just do with this. You will have a chance to make up your missing work. I promise. Do the assignment today. That's for today.
Yeah. You little bastards.
It's not that complicated.
255 AD says, why do you let Dana live in your YouTube channel when earlier today you demonstrated you clearly hate older women? Well, Dana is exceptional. And also, she's only like 2 years older. I mean, it's not even, when you get to our age, that's like, whatever.
It's not a big deal. When you're middle-aged, like us,
like us, like you have been for 2 years, and I'm only just recently. And Jason Ray Bravo GTS Wrestling. Thank you very much for just becoming a member. That's really cool. And earlier you said, I watch Star Trek now and then. Hope you liked my version of you I used on GTS Wrestling Universe mode. I didn't see it. I have no idea what that is, but I'm sure it was great.
Yep.
Thank you for thinking of me. And then Jason also says, nice to join Steve as a gay wrestling, Trek, Star Wars, Masters of the Universe, Power Rangers fan. That's a
I thought maybe Motu was an anime that I hadn't heard of. Motu. It's the main character's name.
Or like a monster that Godzilla fought.
Exactly.
Masters of the Universe.
But yeah, and it was nice. It was nice to call in because one of the other students who had asked to work on some, had wanted to work on some back stuff. She's like, well, let me talk to her too. I was like, hi. She's like, hi, Miss Cole. I miss you. I'm like, you're always
Oh,
working out. I was like, it's gonna be. I said, are you going on the field? There's a big field trip tomorrow. Are you going on a field trip tomorrow? She's like, what field trip? I'm like, well, apparently not. If you don't know what it is, the answer is probably no. So I said, well, that's okay. I said, there's a field trip tomorrow for this, and if not, I will get to see you tomorrow. And if you were going, I'd get to see you Friday. So you won't miss me for real long. And she's like, I love you, Miss Gold. I'm like, I love you too. And just do your
oh,
best
boy,
today.
just buttering your bread. My God, just
Yeah.
shameless.
She's well. I don't even know if she was trying to butter me up or anything because I don't. By now they ought to know it.
It
Not
doesn't
that I
make a
don't care.
difference.
It doesn't really make a difference. It's nice when they say those sorts of things. I'd rather have you actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
But it's nice. But I feel like as long as she's got me on the phone, she doesn't have to do her work. 30 more seconds, Miss Cole. Please talk to me, Miss Cole, so I don't have to do my. During club period on Tuesday, one of the students who is in a different homeroom than mine, but his homeroom teacher runs a club, so he gets punted over to my homeroom. So, and then another student from his homeroom is in my English class. So they were talking about some of the stuff that, we were doing in English class. He's like, man, I wish I had this class. And this other student said, yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm thinking, really? Because that's not what you say in class. And I said, well, I mean, if we do cool stuff, but we do a lot of work in here. I said, don't we? And she said, yeah, we do. He said, that'd be okay.
That's what I thought.
You say that now when you're not actually having to do the work. Oh my goodness.
Well, it's different,
Yes, exactly. When you're not actually having to do the work, it doesn't seem so bad. When you're in the work, it's like exercise. Like you talk about, going being on the bike and watching a movie. It doesn't sound so bad. An hour on the bike.
It's not so bad. Jan says, Steve, haven't watched it yet, but so glad you got to do the Loaxana trek, actually. Yeah, me too. As Jason likes to say, Jason Harding, not Jason Ray Bravo, who was with us in the chat. My best friend, Jason Harding. As Jason likes to say, I got the poison out. That's what he says when we're about to review a movie on late seating that we both know that we both don't like. He's like, okay, Steve, let's get the poison out. So I don't think I really did, though. There's enough poison. There's enough Loaxana Troy related poison in my body to last me for the rest of my life, and then some. I'll have to be buried in an airtight crypt so that the poison doesn't leach out into the soil and pollute the water table.
Somebody, was it Craig? Somebody asked, I guess, us maybe about our favorite No Kings. David did. What was your favorite?
I wanted to get back to that because you actually went to you were in Murfreesboro, right?
Yeah. I mean, short answer is I don't know. I don't know. I sent you a picture of mine, right?
Yeah. What did yours say?
It's the keep calm and resist, I think is what it says.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that. But it's based on that, World War II British propaganda.
Yeah, keep calm and carry on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And or maybe it was keep resisting and no kings. But yeah, it was set up like that. And it's just black letters with the calm and like resist. Calm, I think, was in blue and resist was in red, and nice big bold print. So pretty simple. And the thing was, the other thing I liked about it was, the first time I used it, I was just holding the sign, and it's actually it's like a poster, and it's the poster that you get that has the plastic black frame, and then the from like Walmart or something.
Oh yeah, sure.
So it's got the little frame that slips on, and then it's got that plastic sleeve in front of it, like not thin plastic, but that holds it. So, and then it has like, just like a something on there. But if you take that paper and flip it the other way, then you've got that's what I did.
Blank paper. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I painted it, and then I put the other thing in front of it so that helps it stay nice. Like if it gets rained on, because I'm using like acrylic, it might, run. Right, Philip, but it's associated with that. We know what it's talking about. So, um, well, 255 AD, yes. But No Kings associates more with our history, and also
Yeah.
it's a lot shorter. It works better on
It's
poster.
pithy.
Like,
Exactly. It's pithy.
yes. And
Yeah.
so some of the things that I'm thinking about in terms of what works on a poster is it needs to be concise and the letters need to be big and thick so that you can read it because I was in Murfreesboro with a friend because I'd gone to visit during fall break. And
Yeah.
So we didn't have like one park or something here in Chattanooga. They were in Miller Park, but they had like an area of the street where we were just on the sidewalk for like blocks and blocks and blocks. And so it was all spread out. So mostly we were getting not just people there, but the cars driving by. So and I mean, the ones who wanted to see us would slow down and honk and wave and stuff. But still, you're not going to be able to read a whole freaking paragraph as you're coming by. So, being concise and having nice big
Yes.
letters is really helpful.
Yes. Get your point across as briefly as possible.
Yeah. And so yeah, it just make it clear. We did have a lot of people, not most of the crowd, but I mean more than just a handful who had like costumes on. There was a number of people had like various like onesies. We had a Scooby-Doo, we had a chicken, we had a number of those. There were a few blow-up
Yeah.
costumes, and there was one guy with a panda like mascot style head who was near us.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it
Cool.
was really cool. But yeah, so and I also liked that they had Planned Parenthood had a booth, and somebody was going around with a clipboard, here's what you can do to help support us.
That's good.
And an organization for Get Out the Vote was there, and then I think there was another booth. I didn't do a whole, I just sort of saw them in passing because I didn't sign up because I'm not from Murfreesboro, so I can't do a whole lot.
Right.
The other thing that was cool, so the first time I just held the poster, like with the frame, but then I realized that, or maybe I saw it online, said that curtain rods, like the thin metal kind, will work to help you hold the poster, like little sign it. I was like, okay. So then I just took the curtain rods and I took down our bathroom curtains. And
gonna need the curtain rod.
Yeah, well, I put the curtains in the wash and I took the rod with me. So there you go, win-win. And so then, but when you so the rod comes apart, and so then you've got the two pieces, but it's hollow in the center. So then it's exactly the size. And I put a little American flag on one side. Yeah.
A little flag.
So, yeah, I had a little flag on mine. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I was happy.
Taking back patriotism. I was glad to see there was a lot of that I saw in
a lot of American flags. A lot of American flags.
Like the right does not own patriotism.
Yep.
The right does not own love of country. They have completely twisted and perverted that and made it into something awful.
And I can't, it's a quote that I like. And I can never remember the dude's name because I don't actually, know this person for anything other than the quote. But, my country, right or wrong, when she is right, to be kept right, and when she is wrong, to be set right.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. Yeah. And well, very much like I think it's, I've got it put away, but the tote bag that I got from Anita Sarkeesian. Be critical of the media you love. Well, be critical of the things you love. Look
be critical of everything you love.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And you can be critical in a loving way. People talking about the whole idea that the truth hurts. Well, no, it doesn't have to. You're just a poor communicator. Find a way to speak the truth with kindness.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, I think a point that a lot of people miss is you can be critical of things, and that doesn't mean that you don't enjoy things. Because I know I get comments sometimes just on my videos where I'm just like a video where I'm like, criticizing an episode of Star Trek or a movie or something, and I'm giving it a bad review, and they say, "Oh, don't you ever just enjoy things?" And I mean, in some cases, the answer is I enjoy the thing I just gave the bad review to. Like, just because I recognize its imperfections and I'm able to articulate why it doesn't work. And even, like you and I just a couple weeks ago watched The Room together. Yep. That is not a good movie, but do I enjoy it? I enjoy it immensely when I watch it. But I'm critical of it, and I can go on for hours and hours about everything that's wrong with it, but I can go on just as long about everything I love about it. not everything is like that. Sometimes I have mostly just negative things to say, about certain things that I don't think are very good. But being critical of things doesn't mean that you're incapable of loving media or love, and
Mhm.
same thing with with patriotism. Being
Yeah.
critical of your country and your government doesn't mean you're incapable of any other emotion.
Well, and as a teacher, I mean, that's something that you have to do. Like, even I have a purple poster up in my room. What's good? What works? What doesn't? What's next?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, identify, because nothing is going to be perfect, especially in media or in a country. There's so
Yeah. No.
much, and different people have different needs and different goals. So nothing's ever going to be perfect for everybody. All right. But identify, if there are problems, I didn't say, why doesn't this work? So it's not about it being bad. Why doesn't it work? Okay. And but
Yes.
also identifying, making sure that we're not just focusing on the negative, especially as a teacher. That's super important. What has this student done well? Where are they showing strengths? Because you have to balance, every student's going to have strengths and weaknesses. And you have to balance, because you don't want to have the student only working on improving their weaknesses, because that's demoralizing. But also, you want to polish those areas where they do shine. You want to make that really sparkle. And so, just because you're good at something doesn't mean you just let it ride. You look for ways to strengthen that as well. And
Yeah.
but at the same time, from a place of love, of saying, that neither the good, improving, nor the bad improving, neither of those makes you a bad person, or means that, that this is somehow negative. Here's what you can do. We should always be looking to move forward, and to grow, and to change in a positive way. Life rule number 2: change is inevitable, but we have the
Yeah.
opportunity to do what we can to help it be positive change, because change is not always positive
No. No.
either.
I want to mention one other thing that Jason Ray Bravo mentioned a little earlier. Um, I'm glad they create LGBTQIA plus characters in Star Trek rather than switching the characters. Um, yeah, I mean, me too. They've only just been doing that relatively recently.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the entire history of the franchise, unfortunately, that was one of the for many years that was the big sort of you know um, missing piece. That was the big shortcoming in terms of representation in Star
Oh
Trek,
yeah.
was where are all the queer characters?
I mean,
And
when
they
you start off with, you have a black woman on the show,
yeah,
you've checked off a couple of boxes right there.
yeah. And they finally have begun to correct for that. I mean, Discovery corrected for it in a big way. There was a lot of queer representation on Discovery. Hasn't been as much on Strange New Worlds as I would like, but but the fact that it's now that there's and yes, they create new characters as opposed to saying this other character that you've known all along, it turns out they've been gay the whole time, when there was never been any indication of that. No, but I mean, having said that, even that can be done in a way that
Mm-hmm.
is acceptable. Like, I honestly, my rule is always, if the story is good, then everything else follows that. So
Well,
if somebody writes a story that says, oh, by the way, Captain Picard is gay,
yeah,
I mean, if it's a good story, then I'll buy it.
yeah,
And the way I consume it as well, like, I don't, if it, well, but there, what about all the other times when he wasn't gay? I don't care. Like, if the thing I'm watching right now is good, then it works for me.
yeah.
um but yeah, as a rule, I think it's better to create new characters, um because even if you do it the other way, even though the other way can work, you're always kind of walking that razor's edge between doing it the right way and kind of slipping into tokenism.
Yes, yes.
And you don't want it to be tokenism. You want it to be meaningful representation.
The thing
So
is, I mean, we do tend to assume, based on, um, just what we hear, or how a character acts, or what we know about a character, whether they're gay or straight, or otherwise. And because I mean, literally, I had somebody just say that in class on Tuesday, and I forget how it came up, but something about, yes, I am married, and I'm and after, because I guess it's because I have Miss Cole on my door, MS period, which
oh, you say miss, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't say Ms. I say Ms. But a lot of students don't know about that. But one said, "Oh, I thought you were gay," and then I was like, "Well, I'm like, I could be married and be gay. It's not, they're not
Yeah.
mutually exclusive." I
It's
said,
legal
"But
now, kids, despite what most of your parents want.
but I said, as it happens, I am married to a Mister, so it's a straight at least a straight passing relationship." I said, so at least I'm bisexual if nothing else. So I didn't go into that much detail. I'm like, I am married to a Mister, but moving on to the text, because I think it came up I think something came up about my doctorate,
Mm-hmm.
and just titles in general and how we punctuate them. Maybe it was just in the setting the paper up in LA format. I don't remember. But yeah, but I mean, that's like, they've been in my class for months, daily, have seen me and made guesses. And that's, I mean,
Yeah.
so essentially with the character where we find out later that they're gay, it's just like, well, we just didn't know. I mean, unless it contradicts
Sure.
something else, like they've had a straight relationship before, and now
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, they don't actually, like, that can get a little wonky. But
Yeah.
but I mean, there's nothing to say that, well, actually they're bisexual, or maybe they didn't realize it. There are ways to tell that story
Yeah.
and have it be a good
Things
story.
change. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Captain Picard finally met the right dude, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, Turek, I actually catch you live. Glad you could be here. Let me see. 255 AD says, what about you, Steve? Would you consider yourself a patriot? I don't know. I don't really think in those terms. It's not a title that really means anything to me personally. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really matter to me whether people think of me as a patriot or not. You know, um, I try to be critical of my country and my government, and I try to push for change that I think is good and necessary. I mean, I don't really think, I do think you can be patriotic and do that. I think that is a very important
Yeah.
part of being a patriot, is to not just accept things as they are and defend it no matter what, but to try and do whatever little bit you can to make your country as
Better.
good as it can be, or at least, yeah, better than it is. But like, I mean, do I think of myself as a patriot? Not particularly. Yeah. Okay. So shall we watch the
Yes,
episode?
let's do that. I'll pull it up here.
Yeah. So once again, we're watching One Little Ship, which is season 6, episode 14 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So if you have not already done so, I would recommend, queuing up the episode on your end, however you're going to watch it, whether you're watching it on Paramount Plus or some other streaming service that has it where you live, or you have the DVD, or you have a copy that you borrowed from a friend, wink wink. And we will prepare to watch, and Dana, I believe, is about to tell us all how this works.
Okay, I was wondering if I was going to see that, if you were just going to jump
Absolutely.
right in. Okay.
No, I would never. I don't want to take your job.
No, I believe you. You don't want my job.
Well, I really don't want to take your job.
Ah.
You can have it, baby. You can have it.
I do have it. I'm looking forward to going back to more. I'm very curious to see what the sub wrote down. I really want to know. So make sure you've got Deep Space Nine, season 6, episode 13.
14.
Big 14. That's right, 14. One Little Ship.
You got it.
Oh, look at that. I remember the title. Woohoo! So, and then cue it up. If you're watching it on Paramount, we got a preview first, so make sure you get past that and then pause it at 0000 or as close to it as you can. If it's not exact, I think I'm at like 1 second in. I still got a black screen. If you're a second or two off, not a big deal. And if something happens and you have to restart your device, or you wander off and then find that it's somehow paused, you can just look up here at our time code and then just use your little scroller to fast forward, rewind, whatever you got to do to get nearish where we're at, and we'll watch it together and
That's right.
chit chat about it in the chat, and Steve and I will chit chat about it here, and then I'll get fussed at for not paying enough attention to the episode, and we'll all be happy.
Yes. Yep. And and as happens at the end of every show, I'll just yell at you after we're off the air.
I know, and I'll just sob for hours.
That happens after at the and people don't know this at the end of every live stream. Why weren't you watching the fucking episode? I saw you looking away. Why can't you just pay attention to a fucking show?
I'm so sorry.
Fucking bullshit.
Actually, I don't care.
Okay. Anyway, and Jason Ray Bravo says we'll watch on Netflix later. Nice, just nice to pop in. Anyway, Steve, want to say good night. We'll catch you. Thank you very much for being here, my friend, and thanks for becoming a member. And good night over there in the UK. Yes, and then Wordle, William Alexander, or not Wordle, but yes,
not Wordle. But yeah, yes, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. Now that the play's over, I'm not feeling no, I have to go to bed.
Liz, no, that's not a Patreon bonus. Me berating Dana and Dana sobbing.
Yeah, no. That doesn't really happen. Honestly, usually it's the other way around.
It's usually, why you make me watch this fucking shit? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I think it's good. Fuck you, don't ever make me do. I'm not doing it again. And then I have to talk her into doing it next week.
It's kind of like that with Gatsby.
What a shame. You know, what a shame.
It is a shame. I wish I liked that crap.
I also wish you were capable of discerning a good book when you had one in your hands and you were reading
a good book.
Okay. Here we go. Everybody get ready.
Hooray!
As Dana said, I'll count us in from 3 and 3, 2, 1, play. When I say play, everybody hit play. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Wow. The voiceover is like especially enunciated today. It makes me wonder if he didn't get to do enough like emoting elsewhere in the episode.
It's a very important scientific mission. He wants to get his log just right.
No, it's a very important scientific mission.
A very important scientific mission.
Scientific. Get those, spit out those consonants. I'm holding it in, okay? Size matters not.
Judge me by my size, do you? They're all dead. Oh, that's a good first line.
Now she's laughing. I saw it.
Yeah.
I'm a better shrinker than you.
Whoops.
Mm, Pizza, pizza.
Man, don't they know we're doing science? Oh no, not that guy. Oh
Uh-oh.
no, not Kira. You notice how he goes to check on the person he knows and not the rando who got blown up 10 seconds before. Bum, bum, bum.
Wait, didn't they just say you will all be killed?
I couldn't catch it. Maybe.
Okay, because then they stopped. You will all be killed. Okay, we're just gonna wait for that to happen, I guess.
Just hang on.
Give me a second.
I've got to just hang on. Wait. Ah, he said move and you'll be killed.
That was Ensign, that guy.
Ensign, that guy. No, oh my God.
Hey, he went through the academy, all right?
That's right. He was an officer. 255 AD says, I always wanted there to be a runabout called the Trent because that river runs through my hometown. You know, if they named a runabout the Potomac, I would think that was pretty cool.
So, your hometown is a place where a river runs through it?
Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, Robert Redford never came to see us, but
Oh.
I know.
No, it's probably best for Robert Redford. He didn't, because I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's like, where the hell am I?
Hi.
Get me out of here as quickly as possible. Robert Redford was too good for us. You know, Azalea has a good point, Dana. There is a great way to avoid missing dialogue.
Well, gee, maybe we should tell Steve.
Wow.
I'm just saying, I
Wow.
heard it, but I wasn't sure because it didn't make sense in the context of what happened.
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
just saying.
Okay. Okay.
And she's still got some wispies. She needs more hairspray. No, 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 no. Shut your beautiful hide.
Boy, these doomsdays really argue with each other a lot.
Fat boats. We're watching Deep Space Nine.
Unless they kill me, which. Eh. It's the wall at the end of the universe. Hmm.
Apparently, there's a meme there. I missed it.
I'm not sure what they're referencing either. You lie, Julian.
Precision matters.
Yeah, that is a really nice shot, Azalea. I agree. It really it communicates the scale just perfectly.
Helpies. You know, knock and the door shall be open for you.
I like this plan. This is a good plan.
Used his full name.
He didn't use his middle name.
He's only in a little trouble.
Benjamin Lafayette Cisco.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. I was not aware that being a gullible shit was an alpha characteristic.
Oh my. Shoot him now. Shoot him now. You don't have to shoot him now.
If you guys are done arguing.
Oh, yes. Because, like, executing them all at once. Annunciation. Dimension X, that's exactly what I was talking about.
You may have your fellow main characters, but nobody else.
Do, 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 do.
I'll take a pipe cleaner to it as soon as we get back to normal size, okay?
No, we won't. Have your staff do it.
Exactly.
You've got minions, lackeys.
Clean out the conduits. Dax was on my ass about it when we were small. Just...
Whatever you want to do, don't. You know, that's what I was thinking. Specifically designed for combat in this quadrant.
Boy, it's a good thing that these unstoppable warriors have such obvious and easily exploited weaknesses, huh?
These exceptional warriors who are exceptionally petty.
The these unstoppable fighting machines who lose every single time we see them. Who are always being outsmarted and defeated.
Completely unstoppable, except
Completely unstoppable, except for every single time they run into our heroes.
Whoopsie.
Oh, superheated. Dimension X. Yes, I think they would like to be ultimate warriors, but in actuality, they're just dingo warriors.
Well, that's rude.
Can't they just Google map this?
It's not actually a street, so it doesn't count. Google didn't map it. Oh no!
Oh, this place is a little untidy too. You gonna get on my shit about that, Dax?
I'm not your maid.
Maybe all these enemy soldiers standing around have something to do with it.
You're deep inside the Omega 13. So cool. Give him the tool. That's what
Oh,
she
well,
said.
if you insist. Okay, it's really easy. You ever reset an Etch a Sketch? You just take it and just give it a shake.
Bang on the side a few times. That usually does the trick.
Is there just a
Derp, derp.
gigantic insect flying around my head?
Do you guys have drones?
Yeah, what is that?
I'll just ignore it. I'm sure everything's fine.
William Alexander, what's really funny about the whole situation of like, well, they have to teach the Jem'Hadar how to work everything is in pretty much every other instance where Starfleet people find themselves on an alien ship, they just know how to fly
They
it.
figure it
Like
out.
they can just intuitively figure it out.
Just a little one.
I'm the senior officer. I'm the director. Do you see what I see?
Mm. Expository dialogue. Mm. Oh, golly. Yes, Azalea. They didn't go through the academy.
That's right. That is a good point. Like they're mostly just, you know, brute force type people.
They're good at the pew pew and the
Yeah.
smashy smashy.
And I guess they know how to fly their ships, but that's about it.
We don't want him to be bored. Yes. Ooh. Prepare a tear harness for the female.
I've about had it with your shit second. I'm gonna miss this place.
I thought he was thinking, you suck.
I'm gonna drive this right up that Jem'Hadar's ass.
Woo!
That's not what the Jem'Hadar's gonna be saying.
Are we sure?
Oh shit!
Yeah, baby.
They're kinkier than I thought.
Wish they hadn't shrunk it quite so much.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Every single time.
Hey, dude, I don't want your excuses. Just do what I told you to do.
Oh my gosh, you're worse than the second. I don't want to do that.
I'll get back to work. You know, William Alexander, that's actually not a bad idea. I don't know if they'd want to go to warp inside the Defiant, but you'd think she could fly the runabout fast enough, just fly at a bunch of their heads and just knock them out. Yeah.
Come on, come on, come on.
I'm gonna kill us all.
How much money are you putting down?
Yeah, show me that money first. Oh, it's like that old comedy routine where the guy follows the other guy really close, except the other guy is a tiny spaceship.
Minor change.
Other than that, it's exactly the same routine.
Oh gosh. Man, they're thinking again.
Don't they suck? Just make sure you keep kissing my ass, okay? 255 AD. Yeah, I mean, she could just fly it right through their skulls. That would work too. Oh, Worf looks unhappy.
Yeah, isn't that just his usual face? Oh gosh.
I love how Worf's complaint is they won't let me access the self-destruct sequence. So Cisco's fix is, well, just implant a computer virus, as if that's a thing they can just do. Well, sure. Let me just put a little computer virus in there. It's no big deal. I just happen to have one that meets your exact specifications. Yeah.
Nobody noticed nothing.
Can we use our phasers to liquefy his brain?
And die. As one does.
Sounds like fun. Let's do it. This is great. This is going to be great. This is going to be fun. We're going to have fun. Time for some Honey, I Shrunk the Kids shit. A rectal what?
Woohoo! Mm. Mm. I don't know what's going on with my thumb. Just this joint is just not happy. I keep stretching it a bit.
Julian, it's a lonely world. Yeah, Azalea, I really like this set too. $255 AD. Yeah, and it also, they use it, they don't just acknowledge it for the sake of science, they use it to create a ticking clock and to add some jeopardy to the situation that Miles and Julian are in. I like it too.
Mm.
You know, the Jem'Hadar's favorite Beatles album, the White Album.
Oh, I was like, the Beatles had an album called It Is Time? I don't remember
No,
that one.
the White Album. You know their
Yes.
favorite band, the White Stripes. You know their favorite baseball team, the White Sox.
Shh, Azalea Jane. Doesn't work that way.
For some reason, they can't just do that. Just get your fix, bro. You don't need to thank me. First one's free.
Oh gosh. Hmm. Stop breathing so much. Oh God, we're gonna die.
Dimension X. Yeah, I know, right? It's the White Ranger.
What's this? What's this?
Use the Force, Miles.
Wait, oh.
And my mother said I wasted my life learning all this shit. The dude abides. Yeah, Malcolm McDowell is his uncle, I believe. And you're right. Like, I never saw it before until I knew that. And now it's like, oh, yeah, I totally see a resemblance. Especially now that Alexander Siddig is older, you can really see it.
Mm. He's really enjoying that.
just kick it.
Maybe if you use the war chant, Larock, Taroth, Larock, Taroth. Pretty sure.
Well, I guess.
We'll know in a minute.
I don't know. One way to find out.
You dummy.
Can't you do anything?
Well, I'm not an engineer.
I'm going to kill you. I need the air. David, I would imagine with tiny little tweezers. Zelia's got me. Yep. Tweezers.
Tiny tweezers.
Captain, I did it. I'm a hero. I don't know how, but I definitely am.
Silenzio Bruno.
Silencio.
Hmm.
He's got you there.
Man, their aim is so bad. I mean, it's like baseball size, you know?
Yeah! God, I love when Worf kills people.
I'll just walk over here while there's a firefight going on.
Yeah!
Oh, wow. You know, they're just not even trying. It was only a one-handed punch. But he yelled.
Gotcha. Everybody else killed like 5 people. Worf only killed 2 because he insisted on using his bare hands.
But it was honorable.
That's right. Well, anyway.
Oh. Honk the horn.
We're going to have to do something about this.
I know we said size doesn't matter, but
You wrote your poem on your Game Boy?
pity peas. Please don't make fun of me. I was right. All about how it's an excellent start, you dumbass.
Was that it, Azalea? Because that's the one I was thinking of.
I like that interaction better.
Yeah. I'm with Azalea though. I like it's not just Worf's poem, it's the fact that there is no poem. You know, it's and he's just fucking with her because you don't really see that kind of interaction very often.
Yes.
You know.
Well, you also don't see Odo the two of them working together to mess with to mess with anybody.
That's true.
On top of it.
There's I mean, and that you're right. That does make that a good one too, because like it's not just in Star Trek. In most shows, you don't see characters messing with each other. Unless it's like a really overboard, like somebody's playing a prank or something, you know what I mean? Like nobody just like I remember Larry David has talked about this before for Curb Your Enthusiasm. He said, one of the things he wanted to do for that show that was different from what he saw with other shows is like when a character in the show does something funny, the other characters can laugh. Like if you watch sitcoms and like people are always doing and saying funny things and none of the other characters ever laugh. Like the audience laughs, but nobody else. They see these really funny things happen, and nobody laughs. So he's like, "Come on, you should laugh if something funny happens." Yeah, and yeah, 255 AD says the alpha and the gamma thing never comes up again. I mean, I think it was just so there needed to be a reason why Cisco and the others were able to A, stay alive, and B, eventually defeat the Jem'Hadar. And so, there always needs to be some kind of weakness for the hero
Mhm.
to exploit to defeat the supposedly unbeatable villain. And in this
Yeah.
case, what they came up with was there's dissension in the ranks because there's two different groups of Jem'Hadar, and they're kind of fighting each other or competing
Yeah.
with each other, and Cisco is able to capitalize on that. And they didn't really. There was, I mean, where else could they have gone with it?
Yeah.
Like there's nowhere else to really bring it up again. There's somebody else.
Mm.
As Liz says, it's like these characters know and like each other. I know, right?
Imagine that.
It makes such a difference. Okay, the dude abides says, only playing catch up with you watching Firefly. Steve, did you have a favorite episode? Probably, but I don't remember. I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember any of the episodes of Firefly. It's like I just remember generally thinking it was good, but that's it. Like,
Mm.
Um, so any more thoughts of yours on the episode?
I didn't think it was as funny as apparently people seem to. Yeah, that it's supposed to be hilarious. I don't know. It felt like just kind of another episode. Is a little bit zany on the premise, but I felt like they played it kind of straight. It wasn't super
Yeah,
wacky.
I do kind
Yeah.
of. I mean, I do really like this episode, but if I had written it, I would have leaned more into the goofiness. I would have made it a
Mhm.
more overtly comedic episode. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I felt like the silly it was interesting because I felt like the silliest part about it was the infighting among the Jem'Hadar, you know,
yeah,
and then I felt like they really didn't, like you said, they didn't lean hard into the option for the silliness with the shrunken ship and people. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like David said, yeah. There's that one scene of O'Brien and Bashir in the circuitry where where not only where they play some of it for laughs, but also where like it's just visually absurd.
Yeah.
It's like they're little guys inside like a computer panel that is everything is gigantic because of how
Yeah.
teeny tiny they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at the same
I
time,
don't. Yeah,
it's not just for laughs. Um, because there is something at stake as well. It's not just silliness. So
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
I enjoyed it. I wasn't bored to tears. It's not, it's not nearly as bad as Gatsby.
Wow, I mean,
Speaking
just
of people
you
taking digs at each other, that's how you do
gotta
it, folks.
get you. Yeah, filled with hate, just filled with hate.
Hate, exactly. It's more revulsion, maybe.
Well, precision matters from what
It
I'm
really
told.
does. All right, so
You wanna
yeah,
play some
let's
not
do some
wordle?
let's do some not wordle.
All right. So for anybody who doesn't know how this goes, the way it goes is we're going to play. It's actually called Wordmaster. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically Wordle. It's the same game as Wordle, same rules and everything. And in a moment, I'm going to switch over so everybody watching the live stream will see the Wordle board or the not Wordle board, the Wordmaster board that we're playing. And we can play as a group. If anybody has suggestions or guesses, please throw them into the live chat and we'll sort of play as a group. But Dana is in charge. Dana decides what we guess. And the twist is Dana is not actually seeing the word masterboard. She's only going by my description of what the current status is. So having said all that, here is the word master puzzle that we will be playing. And Dana, shall we begin as we usually do?
Yes.
So our starter word is heart. Heart. Okay. Heart gives us a T in the wrong place, and that's it.
Boo. Well, let's go for lions then. The other
Lions.
common letters.
Yes. Okay. Lions gives us an N in the wrong place, and that's it.
Ooh, lordy.
It's a challenging one this time. And we can look at what we don't have. We know there's no H, there's no E, there's no A, there's no R, there's no L, there's no I, there's no O, and there's no S. So if we're thinking about vowels, it would almost have to be a U.
I have a guess that I am not going to say. You remember the image that I sent you?
Oh, God.
With a Y at the end?
Oh, hey, boy, wouldn't it be great if it was that? I don't know. It can't.
I don't think that's going to be it.
I don't think it's going to be it, but
I think it's going to be that.
Maybe. Anyway, so.
Yeah, let's go. We're getting some guesses for nutty. And that was that's what I was.
Hey.
That's similar to what I was thinking, but let's go for it.
Yeah. Same number of syllables. Okay, let's try nutty. Nutty. Ha! That's it.
Woohoo!
Nutty. Good job.
It couldn't be minty because there's no I. Lions showed us that there was no I.
William Alexander's really close to what you were thinking with punty.
Yep. We did it, David. So yeah, don't forget on Friday, we're going to have Ask Away. So Steve will be here in, live streaming, and patrons and members will have had an email with the opportunity to fill out a Google form. This is the first one with, the length of the question.
500 character limit.
500 character limit.
500 characters.
So send that in, and then Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll be here. We'll chit chat in the chat channel, and Steve will blather on about his responses to the patron and member questions, and then he will deign to give us his attention afterward. Of course, don't forget that there will be a world premiere of the next Stuffy short as well.
Stuffy short, that's
very
right.
Important. And that's then, if you are not a channel member, there's a little button down here that says join. You can click that button, join the channel, or you can go to patreon.com/SteveShives and support his work that way if you so choose. And then next week on Wednesday, we're going to go back to watching Poirot, I believe, correct?
Yes, we are. We are going to be watching Poirot, and so we'll be starting a new Poirot, and we will be spending the next 2 weeks watching Lord Edgware Dies.
Oh, one of my favorites in terms of books. Yes.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning this one as one you were looking forward to. So yes, next week we will be watching part 1, the first half of Lord Edgware Dies.
Also, don't forget to check out the description. We have a number of organizations that we believe in the causes we would encourage you to support, as well as charitylinks.page, which has it's a list of links to Ko-Fis and GoFundMes and such for friends and associates of ours who could use some financial help. So if you have the wherewithal to do so, helping people is good.
It sure is. It sure is, Dana. Is Lord Edgware an edgelord? Asks Liz.
Not so much. At least from the book. It has been a long time. I honestly don't remember if I liked the episode or not. I don't remember anything about it. So apparently it wasn't good enough for me to be like, oh yeah, that's great. Or either that, or even if it's been overshadowed by the book.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week for that, and I'll see you on Friday for Ask Away.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye, everybody.